Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for another episode of Ref's View. I'm joined by Dom. How are we all doing? Or how are we doing?
How are we all doing, fellas? How is everyone? I'm good. I'm ready to get into some big monstrosity happenings that have happened throughout the week.
There's been so fucking many. Like, literally, Tom was like, can you talk about this one? Yeah, sure, mate. I'll just add it to the list of crap I'm already dealing with. Like, everyone watching, though, please make sure you're smashing the like button, subscribing to the channel with notifications on. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Go check out my last tweet and retweet it for us. That would be great. We haven't got long, so we best jump straight in. We'll start with Thiago Silva's red card. For me, that is a red card. It's not even questionable. Like, he hasn't got the ball. He's got 100% of the player. Yeah, you can say, well, he's diving to stop the shot, but I'm sorry, but as a referee, that doesn't really come into the criteria for. That's not really a red card, though. It just doesn't. It's a simple red card.
It was his own fault for making the challenge at the end of the day. I don't know how anyone can turn around and go, that's not a red card. And the audacity of Thiago Silva to complain to the referee that it isn't a red card is bewildering me. But it's just football at the end of the day. They're going to always argue the decision from the ref, but it stands. It's a red card. Nothing different with that.
Yeah, I mean, you really just can't complain. And it's a double yellow, like, because you really can't be complaining over a double yellow, right? That's just ridiculous. I get complain of some things, but it's clearly a double yellow card. Like, I'd give that. Like, it's quite clear that it's a double yellow card. I'd be giving that all day, every day. Big up Kenny. Big up to yourself. Also, big up to Daniel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Absolutely, make sure you do both. So yeah, that Thiago one for me is just quite simple. It's a double yellow card. It's not like it can even be questionable, because anywhere on the pitch, you're probably given that as a yellow card anyway. So he really has zero complaints for me over that. And yeah, it's frustrating because obviously Jorginho was the one who lost the ball and all of that, but it makes no difference. No difference at all. I want to talk. Hi, I'm the biggest fanboy. Big up to yourself, mate. No idea who you are, but if you are new, make sure you are subscribed. I want to make sure, well, not make sure, but I want to talk about that tackle on Bruno. You know the one I'm on about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That one. Now, this one didn't even get a yellow card. I don't think it got a yellow card.
No, it didn't.
It was late. It was reckless. It was both sort of feet. He's basically nearly killed, like broken his ankle. What are you giving it? Obviously, if Rashford doesn't score, that's most likely. I think it was in the box. So it would most likely be a pen. Or if it was just outside the box.
No, it was just outside the box.
Yeah, so it'd be a free kick then.
There was, I can't remember where I watched it, but there was like a transition. So Bruno gives the ball and then the tackle hits, but he doesn't, like, it's not where the ball's certainly played, it's afterwards.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what referee it was. He said in some situations that is a red card. Even after the goal, it's a red card, but some will give a yellow card. What baffled me is that the referee didn't even book the. I can't remember who gave that.
I was just about to say that I would obviously you'd have that question over the yellow card and be thinking, does that need upgrading? But to give no card at all is the bit that baffles me completely, because I'm like, you haven't got the ball, you've nearly broken his ankle into two. I don't care if it goes to a goal or not. There's at least a card given there at some point.
Yeah, 100% there's a yellow card given into that situation. You can't go to a tackle like that and then the referee's like, nah, not a yellow card, that.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is, would you be upgrading that to a red? So what if put yourself in the referee's position, obviously take away that you're a United fan. Do you give that as a red card?
It's one of them where it depends where the referee sees it.
If you've got VAR for that.
Yeah, but because for a red card, the referee will rarely go listen to VAR and be like, yeah, red card when I gave a yellow. It's just, dude, is it a red?
It's
No.
borderline, isn't it?
It's borderline, but it isn't a red. I don't think.
No.
But
No, I'd
seriously hurt him, yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Probably not a red, but to get away without a booking is quite remarkable. And credit to the lad, because he got away with one there. Apparently, saying Devon will always be green. I mean, that is a true comment. I'm not the one that wrote that though. So moving on, it's green and white, not just green, but we'll accept green as well. Obviously, there was a couple of ones in the United Brighton game. Next, we move into the penalty shout for Brighton. The Harry Maguire one. Now, this one, for me, should have probably been given. It was one of them where he's using a lot of body strength, a lot of upper body. You could argue it should be a penalty, and then you can also argue why it's not a penalty. It's again one of them borderline decisions. How are you seeing it?
It's when I looked at the highlights of that little Harry Maguire incident, it looked like Welbeck went down way too easily. It looked like he tried to force himself down to the floor rather than Maguire's actually pushed him. So for falling down to the floor way too easy is why I can see the referee not giving the penalty. But it's another one of those decisions where it could have been on one day and then it couldn't be on the other.
Yeah.
And we will probably see it in a few weeks' time where it does happen again. It's given a penalty and everyone's like, but they didn't get it for this one. They should have been this one. They should have been 2-0 up against United, 2-1 up against United. But it's just
and that's the thing, it's the inconsistency. And I've said this so many times. The referees are too inconsistent in the Premier League. They don't know what they're doing. They're far too inconsistent. And you see these given some weeks, you see these not given some weeks. It's like, make up your mind and go for it.
It's just a hard one to discuss though, because some people, like I've said, I think Welbeck went down way too easily. Some of us might think Maguire's deliberately pushed him, but
there's a bit of handbags.
Just an hard one.
There is a bit of handbags there. Jiggle Tit saying hi again. Now I'm back. Cool. Craig is happy to see you. Jeannie saying I'm waiting for the Madrid cheat review.
Oh fuck off, you scarce twat.
Oh my god! Right. Well, we'll get into that one in a bit. Trust me, there was issues over pretty much most Champions League games. Next, you didn't see the Baldock 2-footed tackle on Roberts, did you, for the Sheffield United Leeds game?
No.
All right, well, I'll give my view on this one then. Absolutely horrific. I don't care if the boy's got a concussion or not. That's a red card. There's discussion of if he should have been on the pitch because of concussion and he had to come off 10 minutes. I can help you with that. Send him off, because that was it was reckless in the air, 2-footed, studs up.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly, Jesus Christ indeed. Man didn't even get booked. I think the referee was thinking more about the concussion and all of that, and has clearly got distracted, because in any referees giving that as a red card, it's reckless, 2-footed, in the air, studs up. Like you just say them for, and you're like, yeah, that's a straight red card. Not even going to discuss it.
You can tell the referees kind of forgot about the actual challenging more, focus on the concussion. Because we've seen before in previous seasons where, like who was it? Andre Gomez, where he was it like a double fracture, like a double break in his ankle from the human son. It looks much worse than it actually was from the challenge, because it weren't human son, but the referee thought, right, he's broke his ankle leg sort of, and he's got to go. I think it's just where too many things are coming in, so the referees are getting a bit overwhelmed by certain stuff, where it's like, shit, I've got to do the concussion. Shit, I can't remember what he was doing. See,
this is where I disagree. The referee doesn't have to deal with the concussion. The referee's just got to usher the medical people onto the pitch. The referee should be getting as many people or as many things out of his head and keeping it all completely sort of sensible and thinking about it in that way.
Who was the
So I don't.
referee?
I couldn't tell you. I forgot his name. I mean, I can have a look, but it's one of them that the referee needs to take away other things from his head. In terms of when making these decisions, the referee needs to just be like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm going to remain calm. I don't have to do anything. The referee was, in fact, Graham Scott. Graham Scott was the referee. Now, he's not the greatest referee of all time.
Getting a bit old.
You say that, but so he had Graham Scott, Ken Friend as fourth official, and then Gerard Gillett. Oh, that's the Australian guy.
Oh,
Do you remember? You know the guy that in his last Australian game.
Oh,
was
yeah,
mic'd
microphones and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, mic'd up, and everyone was like, fucking hell, bring him to the Premier League. He's amazing. He was the fourth official, so I'm a little... But he can't really do anything because the referee has to give a decision, and the VAR can overturn it or not. So the referee, Graham Scott, has to give the red card for then Gerard Gillett to have that chance to have a look at it and all of that. So... annoying, but we do need better referees in the Premier League. That's a fact. A couple of comments here. Daniel saying big up Dom and Niall. Kenny, I'm pissed off that they didn't even check VAR for the Dortmund game. We'll get into that one, trust me. We won. Good luck tonight, Kenny. Why did he blow the whistle? We'll get into Dortmund in just a second. So we've done that one. I'm trying to keep this flowing because it needs to be quite quick because you've got United to go watch at 8 o'clock. Walker Peters on Eric Peters. Did you see that one? It was.
Oh yes.
Yeah. This is horrific.
It went to VAR, didn't it? The challenge. It went to VAR, didn't it?
Yeah.
How he
gave it as
not
a pen.
See that the first time is completely bizarre. Surely he sees that challenge. Surely the linesman sees that challenge. It
was Andre Mariner. Actually, no, I think Mariner might have given it and VAR was checking it, as they normally do. So Mariner's given the penalty, and then the fourth official was Jonathan. The VAR official was Jonathan Moss, which is absolutely horrific, as you can imagine. And he's checking it. Luckily, he didn't feel the need to try and overturn that shit. Being Jonathan Moss, you can't ever question that out. That is a clear penalty. Is Walker Peters lucky to still be on the pitch after that challenge?
It's new rules that have been brought in for penalty decisions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He weren't denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity, so it can't be a red card for that. It could be a red card for but it's classic. It's weird now the rules set out because now if it's in the box, it's a completely different situation.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, it's new rules and stuff.
You can probably karate kick someone, literally chop their head off, and in the penalty box, and the referee goes, "Has he denied a clear goal scoring opportunity?" No, well, here's a yellow card. Absolutely pathetic. Like, it is pathetic. Jeannie saying foul on Mane or I cry. We are going to talk about that.
You need to relax,
we are going to get that. We're getting the Prem done. Then we're going to go to Champions League and wait your turn. Craig's just saying hi to Jeannie. The last one from the Premier League anyway was the Chris Wood penalty shout. I don't know if you saw that one.
Chris Wood penalty shout.
So it was in the same game, right? So basically, Chris Wood's being pulled back quite blatantly, pulled back by the shirt, and Chris Wood has tried to score a goal, and he stayed up and been honest, but the referee's given nothing. Right, so the defender is yanking his shirt back, and nothing's given. If you see someone yanking the shirt back in the penalty area for a prolonged period of time, do you give that as a penalty?
Yeah, 100%. 100% it's a penalty. You can't.
So why didn't Mariner? So why didn't Mariner? Do you think it could be? Could it be the view? So as a referee, obviously I've been a referee, so I know the answer to this already. But we'll treat the people watching like they're new referees, right? So is the positioning of the referee something that could impact that?
Yeah, 100%. Because if the referee is looking straight into Chris Wood, he really won't see the dragging of the shirt or anything like that. It all depends on where your position is. If your position ain't good, you're not gonna. You're most likely not going to get the decision correct at all. If your position is correct, if like the best place where you can be, it's going to give you a better opportunity to get it correct and not get criticised for another week or two or many games. And clubs that will be like, "Oh, I don't want you to referee my game." But I think it's position. It has to be positioning because. If he's talking about dragging his shirt for a prolonged time, we've seen it in previous seasons with all referees. They've seen it. They gave a penalty. So, don't know.
Yeah.
It's
in terms of the positioning, Daniel, I have seen your comment, and I will get to that one in a second. I didn't personally see it, so I'm hoping Dom did. But basically, for me, when I was a referee and when I was doing my training, they said to run diagonal, right? So from one corner to the other corner. Right, that was your running distance. That was where you were meant to be. So because you got a good overview of the whole pitch, and you're meant to run on the opposite side. So let's say the lino's sort of far side. You're meant to come up. So let's say the dugouts are over there and the lino is over there. You come over to the other side and you start in that corner, and then you make it's a straight diagonal, right? So let's say that's the pitch, right? You run diagonal. Like that. So that is the way I was taught to referee for position. And obviously some cases you will have to divert, you sort of run and all of that. But I don't see enough referees doing that anymore. I don't see it in the Prem.
More what I got told, because like last season, I got told you have to break the pitch into 3 little sections. So you got the middle, and then you got after the post. So you look at the 2 goals, you got the big middle, you got the side and side, and you want to try and, like you said, like a diagonal, but you like coming inside. So rather than just sitting in the middle and being like 10, 15 yards away, you're going to move inside towards the play, which gives you a better view.
Yeah, of course, but I don't see enough referees making the diagonal runs anymore. I just don't see it. I may be old school, but the diagonal run was really good because it gave you a good view of the whole pitch. Obviously, if the ball's in the corner, you make your way slowly, but don't divert too much because you should get a good view. And don't forget, especially in the Premier League, you've got a lino there. He's a fully qualified referee, like let's say Sean Ellis, for an example, such a top quality referee in herself that she can be there and she can basically be officiating. Because let's face it, the linos aren't needed for offsides anymore. You've got VAR for that. So what in theory are we actually having these linos do? What I would like to see him do is basically referee the game alongside the referee. That's how I want it done. I know it won't be done like that. That's how I would do it. Just positioning for referees nowadays is so bad. And Jonathan Moss is a prime example. His positioning as a referee is horrific. Every time I see his positioning, it makes me want to cry. Because I'm like, no, I didn't even do this in grassroots, mate. Like... I don't understand what you're doing. Mojo, big up to Mojo. He's back again. There's been a karate kick in the box. There has been many a karate kick in the box. I haven't seen many of them, but I wish I did. Now, Daniel's saying, I know you hate Werner, but review that one blatant penalty not given against West Brom. I'm not sure what blatant penalty he's on about.
For West Brom or Chelsea?
For Chelsea. It was on Werner.
Oh, I know. Oh, go away. Put it away. We're not talking about that. Put it away. No.
Why? Add a bit more context. I haven't seen it.
If Salah and Werner are the fucking competition there for the best dive of the week, fucking Werner was taking that one home. That is the... No. No.
Well, you've heard it here, Daniel. Dom says no penalty, no way, Jose.
Yes.
Jeannie's saying Martin Atkinson and Andre Mariner out, Niall and Dom in. They wouldn't be my first two picks. My first two picks would definitely be Jonathan Moss and Mike Dean. Because I can work with Atkinson and Mariner better. They're a little bit more better than Mike Dean and Jonathan Moss. That's my view. Like I'll explain towards the end what I think we should do with referees, because I've got a great idea. They won't like it, of course, but something needs to change. And hopefully the PGMOL, the Professional Game Match Officials, whatever the last one is, need to do something. Kenny saying 2 actual referees instead of 2 random people knowing nothing about refereeing is so much better. Great show. Love to see it, Kenny. Absolutely love to see it. And it is very true. We are 2 referees. Well, I retired from refereeing. I couldn't be bothered to do it anymore. But once you've been a referee, you understand the game so much better. I used to be a level 5 referee. I did referee a county cup final, which turned into a 22-man brawl. That wasn't my fault. That was they just had a lot of anger issues. And Dom is a level 6, aren't you?
Yeah, going to level 5 after this year, hopefully.
Excellent. See, you got 2, but essentially 2 level 5 referees talking, which is better than what I believe they had on S Featley. I think it was level 7, if I remember correctly. So the way that the rankings go is the higher the number, the less. I don't want to say less better. Yeah, less experience. The lower the number, in theory, the better you are and the more experienced you are. That's not necessarily always true, but that is how the FA and all of that do their rankings. So yeah, levels, I think it's levels 9 to 1, if I remember correctly. Level 9 I think level 9 being under 18, because you are allowed to referee as a minor, or 16 to 18, I believe. So I think 9 is that. I think 9 is that. It certainly was when I was doing it. DJ Sav, big up to yourself, mate. Big up, guys. A great win for my team, Chelsea, yesterday. How is everyone in the chat? Jeannie saying, I played once with Dom Reffin. Have to say, gave a few dodgy decisions. He also loved a card. I don't believe that that's actually happened. Yeah. And out of me and Dom, if we're talking about who liked their cards more, judging by the conversations we've had before, that was definitely me. I averaged about 2 yellows a game.
I hate booking, but it slows the game down too much.
See, out of me and Dom, I will be the one that is happily. I love it. Do you know what? I got very used to filling out the paperwork for it as well. 2 yellow cards. Yellow cards were easy. It was the red cards which were a bugger, because you had to write down the entire instant
report.
Yeah, like with the yellow card, you just write their name and all of that, and then there's like a key at the bottom, and you say what it was, like misconduct or dissent or something like that. Whereas with the referee, with the red card, you had to write down the entire report. So admittedly, I didn't give many red cards, although I did give a few. But yeah, I was definitely a very card-happy referee. Kenny saying, I love how we've had loads of decisions against us this season, yet people still call us Varchester. I think, it's rivalries. Big up DJ. I'm glad you can come on the Chelsea show tomorrow. Absolutely, DJ will be here for that. So we've done the Premier League. We've done that. So Jeannie is review the dirty cheat Maguire snapping Welbeck in the box as well, please. We've already done that, and Dom said that it's one of them that Welbeck does look like he went down a little bit too easy. But then some weeks, and the thing is, Jeannie, it's about referees and their consistency. They're not consistent, right? So we're never going to have these decisions made consistently. Now, if at the start of the season they go, that's a penalty, and the referee gives it, that's cool. That's what they've said at the start of the season. Cool, you can't argue that. But it's the whole we'll see it some weeks, we won't see it others. It's a joke. Daniel and DJ just talking, but whilst Jeannie's in the chat, we might as well start with Mane before Jeannie starts rioting the chat. The Mane incident. Now, obviously, right, excellent. So from what I've been told, I was trying to watch both games at the same time, so I actually missed it. But I did talk to Tom about it and got as much information as I possibly could. Basically, my opinion is the referee hasn't seen it, or he's chosen not to deal with it, right? Or God knows what. And then plays carried on, but because it's 27 seconds or something after play, it's too far back for VAR to check it. It's a joke. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. It is a joke, right? Of course, it's a massive joke. It shouldn't be that shit, right? But because it was so technically too long ago in terms of VAR and all of that, they couldn't bring it back. So that's the reason why. Basically, Jeannie, too long had eclipsed from the foul to the goal. That's all that can really be said. VAR does need sorting out, though. And it's quite funny because on the other channel where this show used to happen, they always bigged up European referees saying, yeah, they're brilliant. They're frankly not. They're all a joke, right? They are all a joke. Jeannie's saying, nah, VAR checked it, however, waved it off as no foul.
Okay, then it wasn't a foul then. End of.
Two dislikes. How can you dislike? I have suspicions. Rat face.
Rat face. Stephen Fury. Hey. Oh.
So yeah, they looked into it with McManaman after a game and they couldn't understand it. Jeannie, what I'll do is I'll send you the link and you can just explain it because I don't actually know what you're on about. Yeah, Vince McMahon. They spoke to Vince McMahon.
Hold on, he says there as well, McManaman couldn't understand it. He can't even understand any football. He's a commentator and
right.
I don't know how.
Jeannie, I will send you the link. If you are free, just come on and explain it to me because I find with you sometimes it's very difficult to understand it sometimes. I'll send you a link. If you are free, then jump on and have your say about it, mate. I'm sending you a link now. I've sent you the link. So if you do, so yeah, 12-second check. That's a disgrace. Ben Hood, who is rat face. That's a personal joke between me and Dom. Daniel saying, not picking sides. Don't know what's going on, to be honest. Doesn't matter. Ben, absolutely. And is Ben Hood a burner account? I couldn't possibly tell you. We have seen a lot of new people, though. So if you are new and you do like the content, make sure to smash the subscribe button, like the video, and share on all your socials. Let's get as many people in here as possible. It's very nice to see lots of people tuning in for Restview with two referees. Obviously, I was level 5. Dom is a level 6, moving to level 5 at the end of the season. All buzzing there. Gabrielle saying, yo to yourself, mate. So yeah, hopefully Jeannie will be able to come on and explain to me what the hell he's talking about and to explain the tackle a bit. If you can't come on, Jeannie, or Jeannie is here, Jeannie is in the back. Right, Jeannie, what I need you to do is explain the tackle in the best possible way that I can understand it.
All right.
I'm good, you?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Thanks for this, Niall. So BT covered it after the game, so I'm not sure where Tom's got that information from. And they did like an on-play check. So like when the play's going on, they still check it. They checked it for a possible foul. VAR said no foul. It took them 12 seconds to check it, but it took like 2 minutes and 41 seconds they recorded for that. I don't know if you've seen, the Salah goal.
The offside.
Yeah.
Oh, apparent offside. It wasn't offside, but they were checking for offside.
Yeah, which I can't understand.
I don't know.
The foul was pretty much, it was from Lucas Vasquez, I'm pretty sure. Mane's chased a loose ball that's been hoofed up. It's just making its way into the box. Mane possibly wouldn't have got there. I don't know if that's the reasoning that they've gone off. Vasquez has come across him and has clearly shoulder barged him. Miles, it's much off the ball. So for me, it's a foul. I've actually got the picture. You know when we do the tactical breakdown tomorrow?
Yeah.
To have a look at it. So I'll show a picture then. But for me, it's a foul.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it's how you've described it, it possibly is a foul. I don't know why they've only spent 12 seconds. The only possible thing I can think of is they don't think that there's possibly thinking Mane's gone down too easily, possibly. I personally don't understand it. I don't understand why you'd look at it for 12 seconds. I know I joke a lot about being able to make a decision quite quickly, which is true. Obviously, if I saw the video right now in front of me, I could probably get a good look at it and all of that. But because I'm not, I don't know if it's on the highlights. I should have checked, to be fair. But judging from what you've said, it possibly is a foul, and I don't understand why it wouldn't have been given potentially.
The way I possibly see that they why they didn't give it is I don't think the ref seen it. The ref just waved it off like, come get on, let's carry on with the game. So I don't think the ref seen it. I thought the ref was poor all game, but that's not the reason why we lost. Which is why I think if the ref seen it, if it was in front of him, then I think he gives a foul, and then it's a different story, which is my complaint. But I don't know what VAR is doing, but I just think it shows the inconsistency in VAR, which is a key. It's a key word, really. We're in nowadays society of VAR, is that they took like 2 minutes 41 seconds they recorded for an offside that was clearly onside, and then they take 12 seconds to look at something that's been given not as a foul, which could have potentially definitely been a foul. So I think it's just inconsistency, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Inconsistencies are a major problem. Dom, anything to add on that from what Jeannie said?
I didn't see it personally, but yeah, inconsistency would probably be it. Just how referees at the moment. Was it the German referee as well?
The German one.
Yeah. Fucking.
As we wait for Dom to come off a call or what, he's gone. Dom's having technical difficulties. Whilst he's away, I'll read some comments. All that matters is Chelsea won 2-0. I'm not a burner account. Oh, I didn't know. I do appreciate you watching. Make sure you are subscribed if you are new. Ben is a Chelsea fan. I see. I just have the balls to name who I take the piss out of. Well, maybe what Sunday, and I'm sure most will be revealed then. Porto died more than any team I've seen. So yeah, big up to RJ in the comments as well. But yeah, so Dom, you were in the middle of saying something, then you walked away.
Yeah, it's just inconsistency. It's the German ref. He's done it multiple times. We've seen over the years. He did get cautioned by UEFA, and he got took off. I think that was last year. He got took off like a semi-final game as well. Yeah, it's just inconsistency, and that's all it is, probably. Yeah,
no, I'd agree with that. Anything else to add, Jeannie?
No, I'll get off because obviously I'm not a ref like you guys, so that's just my opinion. I'll put that file in the group chat, so if you want to look at it, you can do. But anyway, have a good show, boys. I'll stay in the comments.
Yeah, big up to yourself, mate. If we do have, catch you in a bit, mate. If we do have time at the end, that's a big if right now. Well, I will put the link in the chat for you to come and have your any questions of any decisions that we may have missed or seen. So do that. RJ saying, Dom, whatever internet provider you got, change it, will you?
Mate, it's your mum keep calling me, you idiot.
We don't want to see you mouth open frozen.
Oh,
Sunday, I'll be watching night 2 of WrestleMania 37, night 2. Yeah, I don't watch. I watched a bit of wrestling as a kid. My favourite one was when Triple H shoved a screwdriver in Ric Flair's head, but they don't do that shit anymore, so it bores me. What can I say? I liked it when I saw a steel chair hit over someone's head, or Shane McMahon chucked off the top of a Hell in a Cell cage. Like, well, plenty of things. I was more like gruesome, no holds barred, and all of that. Dom has gone again because people keep calling him. So, what I will say now is we're going to talk obviously the City Pen, but I will wait for Dom to get back. I think people just keep calling him. But what I want to say as a former referee and as a referee is VAR needs the ability to referee the game, right? So at the current way, the way it's set out at the moment is VAR cannot re-referee the game, which theory...
I'm back. Hopefully they don't call me. If you call me again, I'll fucking throw my phone out the window.
I was just talking VAR. It needs the ability to referee the game and not just overturn some decisions. It needs that ability to, if the referees miss something, to do it and to be able to referee the game from the sort of VAR box. In my opinion, I don't know if you agree with that or not, but
it just all needs to change, really.
Yeah, basically. Yes, the last one that we need to really discuss is the City. We'll start with the City penalty. Now, obviously, the City penalty was. Oh, yeah, I know. It was the high foot from Rodri, the high foot from Emre Can. Now, VAR looked at this and overturned it. How the referee's given it as a penalty to start with, I don't really understand. But what I want to ask you is, did the referee and the VAR get the right decision in the end? If so, why the hell was that given as a penalty to start with?
That is just a poor decision. The referee in VAR did get it right. Rodri was never touched. He made a meal out of it. How Emre Can still had a yellow card after that is still...
No, it got rescinded and then he got rebooked for something else, I think.
Okay. But how the referee sees that as a penalty is disgraceful. It really is disgraceful. Rodri should have been booked for that reaction. He should have been booked for that little jump he did, holding his head, and he got perfectly fine. Why is Rodri not booked after that? For diving, it would be simulation in my eyes. But they did get it right in the end, and that's it. No penalty. And unfortunately, Dalton got beat. Sorry.
Yeah, Jeannie's just sent me the Mane tackle. It's a tough one. Mane's gone down like a sack of shit, though.
Then we can move on. Then we can move on.
He has gone down quite easily, but there's a lot of force in from the shoulder barge from the defender. Me personally, I probably give that. I'm unsure why they haven't. And the fact that they spent 2 minutes judging for an offside is really bad, really bloody bad, in my opinion. So that was the Rodri one that we've discussed, and that is correct. Rodri has made a massive meal of it. Now, the biggest decision that I've seen all week that I'm still to this day not understanding. Now, that is the Jude Bellingham disallowed goal. Now, there's many parts of this that I'm fucking fuming about. So firstly, Ederson kicks Bellingham, right? Bellingham gets the ball first and then Ederson kicks him. Now, Ederson obviously acts like he's just been shot by a sniper, lost both his legs. He's paralysed for life by looks of it. Gone down like a sack of shit, the keeper is. And absolutely disgraceful. And as Charles said, he deserves an Oscar, a Grammy, and all of that. He's a joke. Absolute joke, and should probably be given about a 20-year ban from Champions League, because that shit is just embarrassing. Right, that is the most embarrassing dive I've ever seen. Maybe he should probably be playing for like Mamma Mia in the theatre or something like that, because a goalkeeper don't be ridiculous. See, we've always said he's a midfielder in goal anyway. Hate the man. Stupid tattoos as well. And then the referee blows the whistle before Bellingham's put the ball in the net. Now, with VAR, obviously, if there's no VAR, then cool. Yeah, if you've made that decision, then that's cool. You run with it. How you've made that, though, I don't really understand. Obviously, the meal from Edison, the theatrics, is definitely a thought. Now, for me, the referee shouldn't blow the whistle, because that's why VAR cannot intervene, is because of the whistle. Right? Because of the whistle, he can't interfere. Now, for me, the referee should let the goal go in, and then VAR checks it. Now, if VAR checks it, they don't give a foul. They give the goal. What's your opinion on it?
What you said, I completely agree with. The referee don't follow the protocol, what has been introduced. Mm-hmm. If he thinks it's a foul, we've seen it many times. The play keeps going on. If the goal goes in, then we go back and look at it. The referee was on a stinker all game, as it was, but it's just poor from a referee's point of view that it was given as a foul straight away. Where you got all this technology in the game and it's been taken away. But it's just a very bad decision. Very poor decision.
Yeah, looking at poor decisions. Yeah, that Genie, from the various angles you've now given me, I'm presuming VAR would have more as well. That's free kick on Mane. But yeah, Bellingham. The rules are, if you think there's a foul, let play go on. Right, let the goal go in. VAR will check it. That is the literal protocol. Right, protocol is don't be a twat, don't be overzealous, and don't blow your whistle until the goal's gone in. Then we'll look at it. The VAR will check it. That's the protocol. So that hasn't been followed. Right, that hasn't been followed at all. And then you've got, obviously, you got multiple issues. There are multiple issues with this. Bellingham gets the ball for a start. That's issue number one. Then you've got issue number two of Edison kicking his boot. So, in theory, if we want to give anything, it's probably a red card to Edison for denying a goal-scoring opportunity and a free kick to Dortmund. If you want to really get pedantic... that's how it should be done. It should be a red card to Edison, who should then be sacked from Man City and never play football ever again. And a free kick to Dortmund. Or you give a goal and we'll let Edison stay on the pitch and be a twat he is. If you can't understand, I really dislike Edison, just in case anyone in the chat doesn't realise. Genie saying, get Niall in Stockley Park. What a ref. Yeah, Dom can be the assistant VAR. Why not? We'll VAR referee every single game in the Premier League. I'm sure decisions won't be too difficult. We just require a long list of chemicals to help with the brain. So we'll write them down for the FA, and we'll have a discussion. But no, I completely agree with you there. Now, what I do want to talk, and we're not going to have time to open the lines at the end anyway. But the last thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know if I spoke about it last week. It was about promotions and relegations.
No, right. I don't think you did.
Okay, cool. We had a lot to talk about last week. It was a premiere of the original Refs View. Shall I say? Oh shit! Sorry, stole your name. Kenny saying Dortmund will beat City. By the way, justice will be served. I mean, we don't know that. We don't know that at all. But what I want to say, and this is my thoughts anyway, is the way I would do it is you have promotion and relegations. I've said this on the other channel it was on until they stole my idea. So basically, what I would do is you'd have two referees from the Premier League relegated to the Football League. You'd have two referees from the Football League promoted to the Premier League. Firstly, that makes referees work their ass off and do their jobs correctly, because they're money from the Premier League as a Premier League referee. You don't want to be humiliated either by being relegated as a referee. That would be bad, very fucking bad. So my question to you: do you think that system would work?
It could. It could show dedication that the referees want to show. it's just bringing. I know how you say it's working hard and being consistent as a referee with the league, with the football league referees anyway. Then you got if they come up into the Premier League and there's a chance they don't perform really well.
Then they get relegated again.
Exactly that. Well, that's one of the negatives that you're going to bring them straight back and you're going to get rid of them again, and then they could come back up again, and then it could work. I'm not saying it's not going to work. It's just going to be. It's a very tough and long process. Like after this season, you could relegate about 7 referees and promote about fucking 12 from the Championship, but.
Oh, I was going to ask you. Kenny's put his one in already, but I want to ask you first. Which 2 referees would get relegated straight away then?
John Moss has to go. He really has to go. I've never seen. I've been so depressed when he's refereed the football.
He's shocking.
He is. How he gets like 16 on a bleep test as well. It blows my head. His scores are bloody fucking brilliant, but I don't know what he does. Who else will I get rid of? I wouldn't get rid of Mike Dean. I think he's actually an okay referee at some point. I think this season's just been a very dodgy one. Another referee. Let's go. Jude Atwell. I don't think he's performed very, very well this year. I just think he's got a lot of things wrong. A lot of things wrong. Even from VAR, he's been helped with, and he just gets many things wrong. That's what I've thought this season, anyway.
I mean, I can sort of understand that. Kenny's saying John Moss and Mike Dean would go straight away with that system. I sort of have to agree with Kenny. I would go Mike Dean and Jonathan Moss. Mike Dean is too much of a "this is all about me" show, and Jonathan Moss is just he is painful to watch as a referee. Absolutely bloody painful.
I know why he books so many people now. It's so he can slow the play down. I figured that. I figured that out now. I know.
He likes to take a little break. Dylan saying confirmed by Pep via Made-Up TV. We cannot afford Haaland in this market because we have paid UEFA instead. I mean, that it wouldn't surprise me if that was true. Kenny saying really reliable source, that is, Dylan. Look, I mean, that decision was absolutely horrific. But that is the end, really. As I say, Dom's got to get ready for United at 8 o'clock. They're playing Granada. De Gea is in goal. So has Ollie made a decision to have De Gea as the cup goalkeeper for the rest of the season? Or when I say cup goalkeeper, I mean Europa League goalkeeper. It is a strong possibility that Ollie's gone, Hendo's my number 1, and De Gea is now my cup goalkeeper. Or Ollie's seeing it as I want to win the Europa League and I want De Gea in there. Could it be that? It could be 2 ways, because he might really want to win the Europa League and have Dean in the Premier League games and De Gea in the Europa League games. I can't possibly tell you, but this summer's going to be an interesting one, because I don't think both keepers stay. One of them goes this summer, whichever one it will be. I have a suspicion. Maybe the one on 350 grand a week might be the one to make way. But that will get discussed tonight. Obviously, we'll have hopefully RJ, Dom, Sauls, and Luke for that one. So plenty of trouble all in one building, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. You never know. We might have some rivals come on as well. So I'm sure they will be very excited for that. Dylan saying, yes, Kenny, thank you. I have good sources. Hendo is clear. I mean, that's an interesting one. Kenny's source. But on that note, we are going to leave it. We'll be back at 10 o'clock, as I said, with match reaction of Arsenal versus Slavia Prague and all that. And we'll also have match reaction of Granada CF versus Manchester United. Big games in the Europa League. Final Europa League game. Well, final European games of the week. Obviously, all will be back next week. Tomorrow, all the individual shows. You got the Chelsea. We've got Let's Talk Tactics. Now, I was tactically analysing Chelsea, which was easier than I thought. Pulisic, you an idiot, is all I'm going to say on that one. But a big thanks to everyone that's been watching. Dom, where can they find you, mate?
I've got a new app now. It's Dom Lindonian. And I don't know why. I had to put that because it won't let me have the normal one. It won't let me have the normal one.
Dom Lindonian. I hope that still is the same link at the bottom. Same link as it was in the description, because if not, I have to change that and I won't thank you for it. But make sure that most importantly, you've liked the video, you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you've got notifications on, because you don't want to miss the content. We've got great shows coming up. So make sure you tuned in for all of that. You can find YouTube's Twitter at Let's Talk EPL. You can find us on Instagram at Let's Talk EPL _. We're also on TikTok. Join our Discord server. I want to get more people in there anyway. It's always great to have more people in there chatting shit as always, which is sort of come accustomed to this channel. You can find me at Niall _PAFC. If you're not already following me, give me a follow. I chat about any sort of shit, or I end up retweeting from Let's Talk Premier League. So, you know, life's really exciting because most of my tweets are retweets. But a big thanks to everyone that's been watching. We'll be back again next Thursday, 7 p.m. for another episode of Ref's View. Thank you for watching.